find that.
Good morning. Welcome to the February 15th, 2024 Urban Renewal Commission meeting. We'd like to call the meeting to order and do the roll call, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Hjeltness?
Here.
Fleischman?
Here.
Davis?
Here.
Coles?
Here.
Leffel?
Here.
Clemenson? Commissioner Clemenson was going to try and join us through Zoom meeting and may be late or may have had
Perfect.
something come up.
Great. All right. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Next on the agenda is ceremonies, appointments, and announcements.
Chairman Davis, Commission, I just wanted to review the Commission's committee assignments and the chairmanship. Finance and Policy Committee, Chairman will be Commissioner Crosby, with members being Commissioners Fleischman and Clemenson. The District Review Committee, Chairman is Commissioner Coles. Members will be Commissioner Hjeltness and Leffel. The Communication, Property, and Personnel Committee, Chairman will be Commissioner Hjeltness, and members will be Commissioners Fleischman and Leffel. That's all.
Great. Thank you so much. Next up is conflict disclosures. Do any of the commissioners have conflicts? No? Nope. Seeing none. All right. Hearing none. We'll move on to the consent calendar.
Chairman, Commissioners, good morning. Item A in the consent calendar is the Commission meeting minutes of January 18th, 2024. Item B is the payables totaling $12,501.41. Item C is the bank activity report, which shows total funds in all accounts of $3,270,629.39 and accrued interest for the month of $6,701.77. Item D is the financial reports as of January 31st. Approval of the consent calendar will authorize a transfer of $12,501.41 to the First Interstate checking account for the monthly payables and $6,701.77 accrued interest to the general fund. Chairman Davis, I would answer any questions.
Do any of the commissioners have questions? Hearing none, we would be looking for a motion to approve the consent calendar.
Move to approve.
Second. I'll second.
All right. It's been moved and seconded. Roll call vote.
Hjeltness?
Aye.
Fleshman?
Aye.
Leffel?
Aye.
Coles?
Aye.
Davis?
Aye.
Clemenson? All right.
All right. Thank you so much. Next up is the committee updates. First up is finance and policy. Commissioner Fleischman.
Yep. We reviewed the January financials and that we just passed with our consent calendar. And other than that, we have nothing else.
Great. Next up is district review. Commissioner Coles.
I have nothing this morning.
All right. And communications, property, and personnel. Commissioner Hjeltness.
I have no report.
We're clipping right along. Thank you so much. Next up on the agenda is the citizen comments. This section of the agenda is reserved for citizens wishing to address the commission regarding an agency-related issue. Comments related to a future public hearing should be held for that public hearing. Persons wishing to speak will have 5 minutes. All right, next up, we have unfinished business.
Chairman Davis, Commissioners. This is the order of approval for A&A Construction and Development Incorporated in our downtown district. Welch Comer has completed their review of the initial reimbursement submittal by A&A Construction and Development for public infrastructure and remediation work completed as part of their Millworks and North Mill 1 project areas. The total amount of documented costs for the submittal was $6,543,115. Welch Comer's independent review and estimate process determined that the amount qualifying for reimbursement is $6,035,511.02. The amount submitted on this order of approval is that same amount. It was drafted by Councilor Bredesen. Chairman Davis, a motion with a roll call vote would be in order to approve the order of approval and authorize the chairman to sign the order.
Okay, good. Looking for a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you. Looking for a second?
Second.
Right, it's been moved and seconded. We'll do a roll call vote.
Hjeltness,
Aye.
Fleischman,
Aye.
Leffel,
Aye.
Coles,
Aye.
Davis.
Aye. All right, great. Thank you. Next up is new business. Go ahead, Director Jones.
All right, moving right along. Per agency policy number 7, tax increment received by the agency for each of the urban renewal districts is dispersed in February and August each year for project cost reimbursement. February reimbursement will take place as follows. In our downtown district, based upon the order of approval just passed, A&A Construction and Development will receive a reimbursement of the amount $812,256.58. The remaining obligation in the district will be $5,223,254.44. In our other two districts, we have fund balances as follows. The Post Falls Technology District has a current balance of $1,435,662.60 for future reimbursement of public infrastructure improvements. And in the Pleasant View District, we have a current balance outstanding of $42,831.36 as a result of the remitted tax increment funds not yet covering the agency's annual administration fee. Chairman Davis, I would answer any questions.
Doesn't look like we have any questions, so we'd be looking for a motion to approve the semi-annual proponent reimbursements.
Move to approve.
I second it.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. We'll do a roll call vote.
Leffel,
Aye.
Coles,
Aye.
Hjeltness,
Aye.
Fleischman,
Aye.
Davis.
Aye. Looks like next
Thank
up
you,
is our
Chair.
annual report presentation.
All right. So our legal notice of the annual report was published on February 1st. No public comment has been received. A copy of the annual report has been available in the city clerk's office per Idaho code, as well as in the agency's office in the Chamber of Commerce building. This report will be presented to the City Council at their March 5th council meeting. This is an opportunity for you to not only be informed of the 2023 activity that's included in the annual report, but will afford you the chance to make comment, suggest revisions before that council presentation. I can incorporate anything you would like to see changed. The annual report is required under Idaho Code 50-20 Urban Renewal Law, Chapter 2006, Paragraph 5, Subparagraph C. Purpose is to report activities for the preceding calendar year to the City Council by March 31st each year. The financial information, like I said, is available in both the city's clerk's office and the agency's office, as well as on our website, www.pfura.com. A few things about the agency. The agency was created in 1991. We occupy office space at the Chamber of Commerce building. In 2023, the officers were Jerry Baltzell as chairman, Jamie Davis as vice chair, and Lynn Crosby as treasurer. The monthly commission meetings are held monthly, of course, on the third Thursday in the City Hall Council chambers. Most of the agency activities fall under one of three committees, which meet as necessary. The Finance and Policy Committee, whose chair is Lynn Crosby, the District Review Committee, whose chair is Colin Coles, and the Communication, Property, and Personnel Committee, whose chair is now Melissa Hjeltness. And work groups are scheduled on an as-needed basis. The mission statement of the agency is to encourage sound economic and community improvement that enhances the overall quality in life in Post Falls by providing and improving infrastructure, attracting jobs, and enhancing citizen safety and health. Here's a map showing the names and locations of our Post Falls urban renewal districts with 2023 activity. The Centerpoint and East Post Falls districts closed in December of 2022, but required administrative activity in 2023. The closure of these two districts brings our total number of closed districts to 7. It's important to understand that district proponents build public infrastructure and pay for it up front. The risk lies solely on them to bring public infrastructure and pay for it up front. The risk lies solely on them to bring in new businesses and expand the community's tax base, which results in additional property value and tax increment. Increment collected by the county is remitted on a monthly basis to the agency, and we reimburse the proponent semi-annually in February and August. Here are the 7 closed urban renewal districts. Improvements funded through urban renewal total $68.4 million in these closed districts. Total valuation increase due to development within these districts was $1.08 billion, equating to over $2.64 million in funds to the city of Post Falls, which continues annually as part of the city's expanded property tax base after each urban renewal district closes. When a district has remaining tax increment funds at closure, the surplus is rebated to the taxing districts, which include the city of Post Falls, School District, North Idaho College, Highway District, Kootenai County Fire and Rescue, Kootenai County, Community Library, and EMS. Rebates totaling over $2.23 million were returned to the taxing entities, of which the city received $926,000. Historically, the agency has proactively returned unobligated tax increment funds to the taxing entities during the term of a district. In 2009 and 2012, there was $5.5 million rebated from the East Post Falls district. Continued development after the close of each district can be expected to increase tax revenue possibilities into the future for these taxing districts. As an example of urban renewal success, in many ways, the Centerpoint and East Post Falls districts, I'm going to give an example here of each. From each. The Centerpoint Urban Renewal District opened in 2002 with one employer, Cisco, having 65 jobs and a base value of $1.4 million. Upon closure, the district had an increment value of $117.4 million and over 1,200 jobs, and infrastructure that will provide for additional commercial and industrial development with even more jobs in coming years. The East Post Falls district was comprised of 3 sub-districts, North, Central, and South. It was formed in 2002 with a base value of $62.4 million and an initial increment of $35,000. It closed having an additional $691 million taxable value and an additional $3.5 million in annual tax increment that is now part of the underlying taxing district's budgeting authority. Project funding over the life of the district was over $32.5 million, with these 3 pictures showing just a few of the numerous infrastructure projects. District proponents, developers in both the downtown and Post Falls technology districts have completed at their expense approved remediation and public infrastructure projects. A request for reimbursement has been made in the downtown district, while nothing has been submitted in the Post Falls Technology District. As of December 31st, 2023, there were not any obligation balances in our 3 active districts. This slide shows a 3-year comparison of tax increment received by each district. The overall increment in 2023 decreased to 6% over 2022. Post Falls Technology and downtown districts are experiencing healthy increment increases as a result of new development expanding the tax base, as well as increases in market valuations. Here are a few highlights between fiscal years 2022 and 2023. Increment revenue decreased overall as the downward trending tax increment in our closed districts offset the increases within our active urban renewal districts. Interest revenue increased significantly with the continued rise in interest rates. Cash decreased as closing district reimbursement obligations were fully paid and surplus funds rebated. Loan liabilities remained zero as the agency has not taken on any debt after the early payoff of the Greens Ferry overpass in 2021. Proponent obligations zeroed out with the final obligation payments made in the closing districts for approved public infrastructure projects and no new obligations incurred in our active districts. And our actual operating expenses decreased from the prior year with having one part-time staff member throughout the year. On behalf of the Urban Renewal Commission and myself, I'd like to thank the city staff and administration for their dedicated work in cooperation with the agency throughout the year, and thank the mayor and city council for their willingness to work in partnership with the commission. And please keep in mind that urban renewal and tax increment financing are amongst the most significant tools available for economic development and attracting businesses, promoting job creation, and encouraging development when implemented with a well-considered plan and effective coordination between the city, the agency, and our local regional development community. Thank you. Any input from the commission?
No, I thought it was a great job.
Good job.
Yeah,
Okay.
good information.
Yeah.
Do you
Well-
have any comments?
If anything comes to mind in the next week or two prior to March 5th, please let me know. I will incorporate your feedback into the presentation for the city council,
Great.
and we'll go from there.
Perfect,
Thank you.
Pete, this looks like an action item. Is the action him presenting it, or do we need to have an approval for?
So we need a motion to approve the annual report and to file it with the city and state controller's office.
Perfect, we'll be looking for a motion.
Move to approve. Second?
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call vote?
Coles,
Aye.
Davis,
Aye.
Fleischman,
Aye.
Hjeltness,
Aye.
Leffel.
Aye.
Great, excellent. Next up is staff report and updates.
The 2023 annual report will be presented to the city council meeting on March 5th. The year-end tax reporting paperwork has been submitted to the Internal Revenue Service and the State Tax Commission. A telephone inquiry was made regarding the availability of urban renewal support for a mixed-use project located at 102 East 4th Avenue, the old French Cleaners location, together with a neighboring residential property. As street and frontage improvements have already been made to the location, the only project within the district plan that may be a possibility for consideration would be remediation, as far as I know, but I'll keep you posted on what developments occur with that. And then finally, based upon the information I sent to you late yesterday afternoon, a draft version of a bill anticipated to be introduced to the Idaho legislature pertaining to urban renewal has been received by the agency, and a review or analysis of the draft has been completed by Councilor Bredesen and others. We'll just continue to monitor those circumstances, and it may need to get together and discuss how to give further consideration to that. That concludes my report.
Great, thank you. All right, next up is commissioner comments. All right, moving right along. I have no comments. Next up is chairman comments. I also have none. So I guess we'd be looking for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.